Frankly speaking, I'm here now. Let's run it. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tuesday night to everybody. Happy Tuesday evening to everybody. It's good to see those of you who are already in the chat. Just a few of you over on Facebook, a few of you over on YouTube. Y'all know how we do to start out. I need everybody to like. If you're on YouTube, like the video. I need you to share. If you're on Facebook, I need you to share. I need everybody to share. Those of you, even on the panel, let's all make sure we share tonight. Let's tag our people in the comment section. How y'all doing, man? I hope everybody is all right. I hope everybody is good in your mentals. I hope you're doing okay. I know today has been a very hard day to watch. If you've been watching the news cycles, the people, those children who met their demise today off of something so needless, so pointless. And so we are praying for all of those families. We're praying for all of those families, all of those people impacted by that. We're praying for those still in Buffalo that were slain some days ago, just some days ago, and another shooting. I can't remember where that was. Praying for our country, man. Praying for our country. We're living in sick times, and so we're praying for this country, man. That there would be peace and rest. But man, tonight, y'all know how we do. It's frankly speaking. So we're gonna keep it real, raw, and relevant. We discuss real topics that people go through on an everyday basis in a relevant way that people can relate to. So do me a favor, man. I need everybody to share. Y'all know how we do to begin. I'm gonna start tagging people myself. So I'm gonna give us about a minute. We're gonna listen to some dope beat. And man, we'll be back in just a minute. So I need everybody to tag somebody. I need everybody to share. Come on, let's do it now. Yeah, yeah. What's up, everybody? I think tonight is be gonna be pretty good, y'all. It's gonna be interesting. I think we're gonna have a pretty interesting night. So tonight we're going to talk about, starting out at least, to spank or not to spank. The disciplinary method that you think is okay for children. There is one side of the coin that says you shouldn't spank your children, you shouldn't hit your children. That's abuse. That any form of, they used to call it back in the day, corporal punishment is assault. It's assault. They say that spanking your children is assault. You shouldn't hit children. Why would you hit children?
Right.
Then the other side of the coin, from the spare the rod, spoil the child.
Ooh.
Straight from the Bible. They don't
Mm.
play no games. We don't reason with children. Children well, you'll get popped in the mouth for talking smart. Uh,
Mhm.
you'll get whooped with the switches, belts, extension cords. You know,
Whatever.
I saw it all. I saw it all. As a child. I saw it all. So there's two sides to the spectrum when it comes to disciplining children. While Clee does not have any children, the rest of us three do. Um, and more that might be on later. She's been a child. All of us have been a child. So all of us have been disciplined in some form. So if you can't speak from that of a parent, you can at least speak from that of a child. All of us can. All of you in the chat can. Even if you do not have children, all of us can speak on how whatever disciplinary method your mother or father had, how it affected you as a child and how it has affected you as an adult. And so I guess first to start out, I just want to get a feel for the room for those of you who are on the panel. First, I ain't even introduce y'all tonight. I'm so used to y'all being on with me. I'm like everybody. So, of course, my name is Frank Ray the Third, aka Frankly Speaking. This is season number 3 of this here good old show. And next to me is one of my co-hosts, the one and only Tashiana King. Say what's up to the people, Tashiana.
Hey y'all.
Then down below, I got my girl, one of my hitters with me as
Yeah,
always. This
yeah.
is Clee is in the building. Say what's up to the people, Clee.
Hey y'all.
The role player.
Then next to her, I got my boy,
Whatever.
a newcomer for this season, man. I put out a poll. Asking what men that was located in Memphis that everybody thought would be an amazing addition to the show. And he was the overwhelming favorite. Everybody said Ray Baby. You got to get Ray Baby. So
Yeah,
I, I,
yeah.
I I asked him to come on, man. He obliged, and he has been, man, a breath of fresh air. He shake the
Thank you.
table when I can't shake the table. You know what I'm saying? He say so certain stuff I can't say. And I appreciate him, man. Week after week, he's been here. He's been faithful. So I'm grateful to him. Say what's up to the people.
What's
Right,
up,
baby.
y'all?
Y'all. And then I'm holding it down in the background. On the show on Monday night, they got somebody else that do the background stuff. I got the host. I got to do the background stuff. I got to put the comments on the screen, take the comments out. I'm doing it all. You know what I'm saying? So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to, if you want to tip the DJ every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Just ask for my cash app. I'll drop it for you. You feel me? All right. So let's get a feel. Okay, we got one more in the building.
Hey,
Travis,
hey, hey. What's
my
going on, good
cousin that
people?
fell up in this thing tonight. What's
Yes,
up, Travis?
sir.
Show you right. What's going on, baby? How y'all living?
Man, we good. We good.
Dig that.
So did you hear the intro?
I did not.
Okay. So tonight we're starting off talking about the disciplinary methods of children.
Oh,
To spank or not to spank? Which side of the fence are you on? And so let's start with Tashiana. To spank or not to spank? Which side of the fence are you on, Tashiana?
I'm
What's up,
I'm
Terry?
open. I'm open to whoopings. It's not really my go-to, but it's in my back pocket if it should be needed.
Okay. So you open to it.
Yeah, but I definitely don't think about it in terms of probably how most of us grew up. Like I don't believe you should whip children for everything. That's just me.
Yeah, yeah. Clee, where you at?
Can y'all see me? Because my computer did something weird just now.
Yeah, we see you. We
Yeah,
see
I
you
can
fine.
see.
Okay. To whoop or not to whoop, I'm going to say whoop because I got whoop. I don't have kids, but I think I would say whoop. Yeah, whoop
Travis.
for sure.
Well, I'm gonna tap on the line here. I do believe in disciplining children. From age of like little toddlers to about eight, 9. After that, ain't no more whoopings because you know right from wrong at this point. So what I've learned is everything doesn't constitute a beating, so to speak. I believe in taking privileges away from you. Oh, you like Xbox? You like PlayStation, PS5? I'm just gonna take this power cord away from you and put it in the trunk. You're gonna be sick.
Ray baby. Where you at?
Man, I've experienced both. Getting whooped as a child. Sometimes I didn't even know what I got whooped for. I just got whooped because my brother and sister them did something, and my mom was trying to get the right one. I whooped my oldest son. The little one, I have not. Um, I think he may have gotten maybe one spanking, but I try to do more talking with the little one. I do try to reason with him. Because there's nothing that guarantees if you don't whoop them, then they'll grow up unruly just the same way whooping them doesn't guarantee that they'll be on the straight path. So I kind of sort of, straddle both lines, I kind of sort of straddle both sides of the fence.
Man, to piggyback on what you said, right, baby, I used to get beatings for talking in class, checking, this, that, and the thing, just being the life of the party. Used to get beatings. Now I make more money than my parents doing exactly what I got in trouble for. Being the life of the party. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, what's in their child is going to come out. So it's up to you as a parent to nurture what's inside of them and steer them on the right path. Everything doesn't constitute a whooping.
I also think that a lot of parents make the mistake. There's nothing wrong with discipline your child, but don't do it while you're angry with that child.
Exactly.
And so a lot of times the parents don't take the time to calm down because you don't even gather all the other facts before you whoop a child. They'll immediately take the word of a teacher, to take the word of somebody else, and whoop them while they're upset with them. So I don't mind spanking them, but don't do it while you're angry.
Yeah.
Well, I done got whooped. I used to get my butt toe up.
I listen,
but I can say my parents did used to like. I don't guess I was bad, but I can't say that my parents wasn't like always. We just gonna believe the teacher. You know what I'm saying? They knew me well enough to know because I'll never forget my 4th grade teacher lied on me, and she pulled me in the hallway and said, "You little bitch," to me.
Oh.
And so I told my mama that, and she just swore up and down because I had been in trouble in the past and all this stuff. She probably felt like it would be believable that they, oh, she lying, da 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 da. But my mom and them knew, like, she not gonna make that up. She's not making it up. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say my parents didn't do that, but but I used to get a whooping though. I used to get
Mhm.
told
But I think
told
all of this goes into
and on
like
punishment.
knowing your children and having a relationship with them beyond you are to be, seen and not heard.
Mhm.
Because when I think about it now, like Christopher said the thing, like I don't think that we should just a lot of us do, but I don't think you should just whoop or do any other type of parenting just because that's how it was done to you. And I make it very known in spaces, especially in the school system, that it's a supplement to whatever I do with my children. That I talk to my children on a day to day. I ain't taking no adult's word for, especially someone who has a what I like to call a peripheral relationship, meaning your relationship with my child is based off of duty, not like because you
Mhm.
willingly do that. Baby, I'm not just taking your word for it. I don't play about my kids. That's the new meme that's out or the new TikTok sound that's out. I don't play about this one and I don't play about this one. And I think that that is important for us to have relationships with our children so that they feel like they can communicate. Because I'm thinking, how many of us growing up didn't say anything or didn't speak up because it's like, oh, you're going to get popped in the mouth or they just going to believe the adult. And how many situations could have been different? That's just my 32 cents.
So before we go any further, y'all know how we do. We got to get a poll. We got to get our first poll of the night. So I want to hear from those of you who are in the chat. I want to hear from those of you in the chat. How do you feel about disciplinary methods? To whoop or not to whoop? Are you for whoopings or are you against them? For I want you to put for or against. For or against. We got 1 minute. Shout out to my people on Twitch tonight. We streaming on a new platform over on Twitch. Somebody from Twitch all the way from Ukraine is in the house. What's up? What's up?
We love Ukraine. We stand with Ukraine.
We stand with you. You play video games, cuz?
Mm-hmm.
I know that. Yeah. Twitch is a dope gaming platform.
I'm the king of 2K. Next round. All right, so look like most people are saying depends. So that would mean you are or in some form. What's up, North Carolina? Um, from what I was seeing, most people were saying it depends. It depends. So I guess that means that most of you are for it as long as it's reasonable,
Right.
long as it's not out of control. Um, do y'all think that has something to do with our geographical location? That we're from most of us, well, except for Tashiana. Tashiana's from Seattle. But we reside in the Bible Belt. We reside in the South. We're in the southern states. So that's kind of the context in which most of us were raised. Most of us got whoopings. as children. I know
I,
I did.
I think
You
that
get you get
I'm
pinched in
sorry. Go
church.
ahead.
Yeah, what?
You got pinched in church. You get
Oh
a
yeah,
whoop. You got pinched. Woo!
don't
You
listen. My
don't.
mama, these two fingers right here, mama, on my mama. Listen, this one right here. Oh my, that one right there. Oh my God.
And I also think that people take that scripture, spare the rod and spoil the child. I think that they take that out of context, and I think that they don't fully understand it as well. That doesn't necessarily mean, or is not limited to, if you don't whoop them, then you'll spoil them. Like a rod could mean any type of correction. It doesn't necessarily mean you're taking a belt and or taking something and physically whipping them. If you do not have any form of moral correction, if you spare them of that, then you can spoil them. You see what I'm saying? So
I,
Yeah,
that
I
they,
I
feel that. I feel
definitely,
that.
I definitely agree with you because I
Mhm.
know people to this day they ain't whoop their children, and their children are mannerable, they're respectful, they're responsible. I don't know who said it, but somebody said, you got to know your child because
mm-hmm.
whoever said that last baby don't give no cares, to put it lightly. I already know my baby. She don't give no cares. I could whip my
Right.
daughter and she just be like, depending on the day you catch her, she might cry or she might be like,
How old is she though?
she's 8.
So I think what Travis said was interesting. He said from the ages of what to what, Trav?
Uh,
Say about
maybe like
9.
a toddler to about 9.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, from
I,
toddler stage to about 9 because at that point, you know how I am. When I say don't do it, or when I get home, make sure the room is clean. You know I'm fat meat greasy when I say something. By that point in time, so by 10, you decide, he just tripping. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna wait and do it later. I bet. I'm gonna pull your card. I got you, player. Because kids understand. How can I put some like my guy baby? He would rather take a beating versus you taking him off his AAU team for
yeah,
like a week. He missed a game. Oh, he's sick. He crying the tears of
yeah,
a clown,
yeah,
begging like he sweat. I won't do it again. I promise. No, you should have thought about that at first.
yeah,
My oldest son just turned 23 yesterday. My daughter is 21. My son caught all of the whoopings. Like my daughter, she was the perfect child. Like never got in trouble. I never had. I think she may have gotten one spanking when she was maybe like 9 or 8, maybe something like that. But I've never had to spank her or discipline her. Now my son, he caught all of the whoopings, but at the time I'm 18, 19, no, 19, 20 years old. Don't really have a clue on parenting, reasoning with a child, because sometimes we think that reasoning with a child is enabling them or like letting them run you, but you have like children are little adults. They just
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
they just haven't grew up yet.
yeah,
They still have feelings. They have bad days. They have days where they don't feel like being bothered talking with people, but they don't know how to say, hey, look, today ain't the day. I ain't trying to hear that. So
I can't say that.
they
You
can't
have
they
a
don't
bad
even
day. You have a bad, even as a teenager, and I hate, cut you off like that, but even as
right.
a teenager, because I've been there before, I feel like I had a great childhood, but it's sometimes that you be feeling the way you can't say it because it's considered insubordinate or whatever, you and regardless of what you have going on,
Right.
even as a teen.
I definitely get dissed as a parent sometimes because because of the things that my children articulate. And when I went through a divorce, it was important to me. Hey, girl, that my children were able to articulate their feelings, because who knows, like, I mean, I've never been through my parents being through that, so I didn't know what that was like. But I feel like, just like Ray Baby said, children are young people. So they may not be stressed out by the same things that we're stressed out, but they experience the same emotions: fear, disappointment, sadness, irritation, all of the things that we feel. And so my thing is, how dare I suppress your expression and then expect that you become, a teenager, a young adult, and you don't know how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you have these secret resentments because I done told you stay in the child's place. And I
Yeah.
tell my children, as long as you are not being blatantly disrespectful, my kids could tell me that I'm getting on their nerves.
Right.
And some people think that's weird, and I tease my son and I let him know, well, don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'm gonna be getting on your nerves like until you're grown. But my son is not disrespectful.
I bet not.
Oh yeah.
I bet not. I had told my mama she was getting on my
Get
nerves.
on my nerves. You ain't got no nerves.
I bet not even. I bet not even motion like she was getting on my nerves.
Ooh, but I used to be a mumbling some or something.
My mama, listen,
I used to
y'all,
be mumbling.
and I know she gonna be watching this, but she know I'm telling the truth. Listen, y'all, my mama did not play. My
My
mama
daddy
did not.
can play.
I don't know if it was because I was the first child.
Yeah.
I was a boy,
Mm-hmm.
so she felt like she had to be more assertive with me. And what's crazy is now I have to check myself because I find myself getting mad and upset with her because she let Ava, who's my daughter, by the way, she let Ava get away with stuff I
Man.
could never get away with.
That's just how grandparents be.
Grandparents do that
I
regardless.
be like,
Yeah.
y'all, the last time my mama was here, it's so funny. Last time my mama was here, she was keeping Ava and she got ready to comb Ava's hair. Ava wouldn't act right. So I had to drive from my house to where they was just to sit there with her to comb Ava hair.
Man. Woo.
Now, had that been me,
Back.
so I guess, and then I will say that it kind of spills over into how you deal with your children, how you were treated as a child,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to reprogram yourself from some of the wrongs, if that's okay to say,
Oh yeah.
from some of the wrongs that came from your parents. We couldn't have no opinions. Well,
Oh no.
I speak for me.
Oh, me either.
Y'all
Me either.
just co-sign
Our
if it was just
generation typically couldn't have opinions.
I couldn't
It's
have
the
no
new kids get to have opinions.
I-
Because I had 7 nephews. I
yeah,
know.
I didn't have no nerves. I couldn't even say nerves because I didn't have none. You can say you ain't old enough to have no nerves. So it was just a completely different context that I was raised in, and so I have to reprogram myself not to be that same way.
I think with AJ, I handle him totally different. Like with my oldest son, yes sir, you. With my oldest son, if he fail, it's get up. Stop all that, like all of the wrong ways to handle him because I'm thinking that I have to be this way with him. And if he's crying, then now I whoop him because he's crying. Like I did it totally wrong. With the little one, whenever he falls, hey, what's going on? How did you fall? What were you doing when you fell? Does it hurt? Like I talk him through these things so he's able to, even though he's upset, he can, hey, calm down, talk to me, what's going on? So that now when he's experiencing something, he can still articulate and express himself in a state of emotional, like when he's in an emotional state. With my oldest son, I never did that.
Yeah. And y'all, I gotta be fair because I ask myself all the time, did any of those whoopings actually saved my life. Like I turned out okay. I turned out okay. So was it wrong or did it
I think
actually work?
I think that also plays into like some kids or some children, they just good kids. You know, they just make mistakes and their parents correct them, whether they whoop them or whatever. But I think that plays into like, I don't think that there was a whooping I got that the light bulb came on and I never did that again. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah. It
I don't
was
think
one
a
for me.
whooping. I don't think a whooping was per se, but like my parents put me on punishment. You take something away, like that was what scared me straight. Not so much a whooping. Like I don't even tell my business. I say when I was little, yeah, I used to try to whoop myself so my daddy would whoop me. I used to get, I used to get,
right.
I used to get
This
the
girl
best.
been
Hold up.
toxic for a
Wait a
long
minute.
time.
Something ain't right.
I'm like,
Mo,
I whoop myself. I don't want no damn whooping, baby. I used to try to whoop myself. Lord Jesus.
Mo,
There's
what's up?
something I
Welcome
thought
to the
about that.
conversation.
Hey y'all, what's up? I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, you good? You good?
I
We
caught
know.
the back end of
What's up,
it.
Mo?
I definitely got whoopings. I used to have to go pick my own belt, and I used to try to pick the softest belt that I could find to not get a whooping. So my mom whooped me, my dad not so much, but I have actually never whooped my child ever,
Yeah.
never. I'm more of a pop mom. Like I'm a pop you, but I ain't never had to like actually whoop him, and I'm truly blessed about that because I think Ray was saying some kids are just good. I think that's my kid. Like I think my son is more so afraid of being embarrassed more than anything. He don't want to be embarrassed. So, he doesn't want to be in a situation where we're in front of people and I have to really pop off on him. That's what he's afraid of most, being embarrassed. So I just give him that evil mama look, like our mama used to do us. And that pretty much works. So I'm just glad that I don't have to whoop him. I'm not against whooping. I just honestly just never have. I think like Ray Baby said with his oldest son, I kind of didn't want to be like that, but I still want to get my point across. So I think I'm in the middle of how you used to be with your oldest son and how you are with your youngest son. So like when my son do hit the floor, I'm kind of like, get up. But if he cry, I'm like, are you okay? So I think I'm like balanced in between of how you are with your oldest and youngest. But I really think it's just all about communication. Like Cleve was saying, she really don't think it was the whooping she was afraid of. It was more so of the other stuff. Like when I'll never forget, my mom never whooped us again after my brother, who was 4 years older than me, said a whooping only lasts 5 minutes. And after he said that, we never got a whooping because he was like, yeah, you're right. I whoop you, I tear you up, you cry. Now you either hate me for 30 minutes or you're going to go get over it. Don't last five
Yeah.
minutes. So I think communication when it comes to your children is the biggest discipline that you can give your children. So
I think I can agree with that, as it relates to just the communication and the conversation, because I think a lot of us just do things me. I think I've kind of like done things like I watched or I took note of growing up, like, oh, maybe that will work. But I think I've learned the most from having conversations with my children. And I remember one time my son asked me, like, can you not yell at me? Well, the way that we were raised, you don't get to determine how your parent talks to you. You just kind
Right.
of get what you get. And so he said, well, Mom, can you not yell at me? Because I really don't like it when you yell at me. And then he said to me, he was like, and sometimes when you yell, I don't hear you. To
He
me, it
told
made
you
a
out.
whole lot of logical sense, because if I was honest with myself, I was really yelling because I was lazy, because I didn't want to walk upstairs to where he was and, say what I had to say. On top of the fact that now I'm yelling, you don't hear me. Now I want to discipline you for something you never got a communication for. And it made sense. And I had to acknowledge that. And one thing I did get from my parents, they were willing to apologize to me in times where they might have hurt my feelings, or, oh, I made a mistake. And so, that's something that I do carry on with my kids. I can tell them, like, okay, my bad. I apologize that I yelled. Moving forward, this is what you can, expect from me. So I know some people don't like it because they feel like I'm not, being a typical Black mama, but I tell my kids all the time, I get to make changes as I find things that work better for us in the type of relationship that we have and how I want us to be with each other.
A lot of black mamas doing it wrong though. Like they doing it
Oh
wrong
yeah, I'm
because
yelling
here
at mine though. You're gonna get
because,
this tone. You're
because
gonna
here,
respect the tone, okay?
no, because you got a lot of single mothers raising young men, and they think they can talk to them any kind of way. And when they're not, when they letting you know that, hey, look, don't talk to me like that. Bang, bang. You know, now you add insult to injury. So I mean, like, let's be honest. Like when a boy gets about 9, 10 years old, 11 years old, it's really nothing she can physically do with him. Nothing. Like it's gonna come a point where he's gonna be physically like overpowering. It's nothing you can be able to do to him other than try to
That's why
call his
we all
father.
like to be in the home.
I
That's
mean,
why
but that's I mean, we don't
they
know
can't
why
get out.
we don't
What
know
did
why
you
the
say, Clee?
father's
I
not
can't hear
there.
you.
Hold on, say it again, Clee.
I said when that's why men should be in the home.
It's not that simple.
It's not. We don't know why they ain't there. We don't know.
I
Uh,
think it's respect. Like respect starts. I think that the thing that people fail to realize is their respect starts super early. And I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, your kid doesn't know what respect is at 2," but that's your
they
job as a
do.
parent to teach them. Yeah, and I
They
feel like a
do.
lot of people want to start teaching them respect at 9, 10 years old, and by that time they've developed in who they're going to be for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. So I think respect just starts early, just like. We hate to do it, especially single women. We hate to be the person to be like the disciplinary. Of course, we can't be the father, we can't be the man, but you have to be disciplined. You can't just, try to pamper and nurture your baby all the time because you're the
Mm-mm.
mother, especially if you're a single mother. I think that was something that I commend myself on is that times where I wanted to be soft, I had to be a little bit tougher because I was a single mother. You know what I mean? And it worked in my benefit. I'm not saying it's like that for everybody, but I think a lot of women, who are single mothers tend to baby their children way longer than they should instead of kind
Especially
of
sons. Especially sons.
yeah. So I think but everybody is different. So
I about to say
hey, money.
that wasn't my testimony. Cuz, welcome to listen, y'all. We got my little cousin in the building. Money is in the house. What's up, cuz? This your first time on season 3?
My first time. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, first
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
First time on season 3. Uh, hopefully I don't come in here and stir up too much. It seemed like I came in on a good topic though, so
Yeah.
y'all might
You
keep
is
me
not
under
never
control.
spanking Clover. Cut it out.
We talking about to whoop or not to whoop. Which side of the fence are you on?
Yee. Um, that's tough. Well, I mean, for me, I'm the disciplinarian, so I mean, I'm cool with whoopings, man. If it's warranted, you know what I'm saying. If it's warranted, I don't think that's my go-to. As a new father, and with my baby being so young, I don't know if it's warranted. I think it's other ways that you can construct better behavior besides whoopings, but I think it just depends on the situation. But that's more so me. I think the whoopings should be. Like I said, if it's warranted, I mean they just wilding out. Then definitely. But at this point right now, I'm kind of going through the motions as a new father. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
At what point? Let's kind of change it a little bit. At at what point in your life would you say that you actually begin to listen to your parent on instruction and really value what they have to say?
In my
last year.
I
30s,
never did until I was grown.
my 30s.
I was bad.
Probably in my teens. I mean, really,
Yeah.
most of my life, I just trusted what my dad said, and the other
Yeah.
piece is I looked at people's lives around me, like what I'm saying. And so I think the biggest thing, like my siblings growing up. So I'm the only child between my mom and dad, but my dad was married before, so I had older siblings. and I just looked at the result of them not following instructions.
So you the baby.
Yep.
We getting somewhere here.
You cutting out.
Am I cutting out?
No.
Okay. Yeah, we getting somewhere here. Go
You
ahead.
cut out.
Anybody
I
else
couldn't
want
hear
to chime
anything
in?
you said.
Can anybody else not hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
It's
might
your
be
Wi-Fi then, Tasha.
Oh, that's probably not
Um,
patient.
Well, I had my own apartment at 17. Senior year in high school, I had an apartment. I got kicked out because it was either his way or the highway. So I chose the highway. You hear me? Because mainly because, and Frank can attest, when you like in church, for me as a musician, I was making a lot of bread. And sometimes I have to like come home at 11, 12 o'clock midnight. And he was like, I don't come home. This is my stepdad talking. So I don't come to my house that late. And ain't no child of mine coming in the house past me. So it's either you going to follow my rules or you going to go somewhere else and make your own rules. I said, well, I'll holler at you. And I went to Greenbrook Apartments and started making grown-up decisions.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I think to answer your question, I probably really had a decent relationship with my folks in my late 20s. Probably my late 20s. Because
Where are you?
once you
Where are you, Travis, in the sibling order?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah.
What you say about me being a baby? It went out.
Hold on, we ain't got there yet. I'm coming around the mountain.
Um,
After
I,
everybody tell their testimony.
I was always the good child. You know what I mean? Like
I
I
don't
ain't
believe
really.
it.
Where
Man,
you
look,
at? Where you at, right, baby?
listen,
I don't believe that was your
I'm the
role.
I'm the second in command. I have an older
You
sister.
did not go from good to future.
Listen. My mama tell you I never talk back. I was never disrespectful. Never talk back to my mother. No, my mother, my grandmother. Never talk back. Never disrespected my mother at all. You know what I'm saying? But I just used to have a problem with my mom's dating choices, right?
Uh-oh.
So I had a real big problem with that. So as a result, we clashed. Now I was never disrespectful, but we clashed at that time. But I still always listened to my mother, never really got in trouble. Even in school, I mean, the stuff I got into in school was due to me not wanting to go home. You know what I mean? But me and my mother, we've rekindled the relationship because some things you go through as a child is so hurtful. When you talk about being when you feel neglected, not really like the black sheep. I was always standoffish and I developed that attitude because I never wanted to be disrespectful. So I was like, I'll just shut down, not say nothing, stay out the way. And over time, I just became more and more isolated, But we rekindled our relationship a few years ago, but everything she taught me, I always kept it with me. So
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Did you feel like you were did y'all have good communication skills where you could express yourself without
no,
being angry? Oh, okay.
my mother was never affectionate.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
She would say, I know y'all know I love you. You know I love you.
Right.
But she would never like hug on me and love on me and stuff like that. And then as I got older, I kind of sort of felt awkward when people when people started doing all that. I'm like, no, this is awkward.
Right.
So but we talk, we rebuilt the relationship, and I rebuilt their relationship out of just I had such a deep respect for my mother. I never agreed with her, but I never agreed. Never.
I feel
But I always kept everything she taught me with me.
what you got, money?
Man, I just started listening to my folks a year ago. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all.
And tell us where you at in the sibling order, cuz.
Yeah, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest. Two brothers on mom's side, two sisters on my daddy's side. So yeah, I'm the oldest, and yeah, just about last year, whatever they was telling me just started to sit in. My childhood was, for the most part, as far as me being a kid, for the most part, I was cool from kindergarten to about fourth grade. After that, it was gone. Yeah, it got bad. It got bad. So a lot of stuff that they would tell me and talk to me about didn't resonate simply because I feel like they weren't doing what I was doing when they was my age. And it was
Mhm.
a whole different dynamic from back then. Going to school in the '70s and '80s versus me going to school, and it was a different dynamic. So they say everything under the sun is ain't nothing new.
Right, right.
Well, I guarantee you what I was doing, they wasn't doing. So it was like I was, yeah. So it was like I was living a double life. I had to learn how to do that. I'm battling with how people view me. You know what I mean? Growing up, and then how I am uh at school and in the streets and all kind of other stuff. So I was battling with that for a long time, and yeah, I don't think that really started to settle in until last year. That's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Well, at least you listen now. That's what's
God
up.
good, you know what I mean? God
Thank
good,
you.
man.
All
What
Real
the
about
talk.
you,
best.
Mo?
Oh,
You
I
still
was
ain't listening.
I know I definitely listen now. I think I started listening when I had Landon because I think that's when I really felt like okay maybe I should sit down and listen because at the time when I had Landon none of my friends had children but my dad raised me and most of y'all know my dad is white so being raised by my dad was completely different from being raised by my mama. So my mama was real stern. She came with all the life lessons, the things that I should do and shouldn't do, but I lived with my daddy. So for the most part, my daddy was real big on providing, but he was very antisocial. So me being social, me wanting to do what I wanted to do. I'm the youngest between me and my brother. He's 4 years older than me. My brother's quiet, really kind of to himself, and I was loud and proud. So we did two different things. So I always wanted to do what I wanted to do. And for the most part, I did what I wanted to do. I was tomboyish. I wanted to ride with my brother. I wanted to go be out and about. I wasn't bad, but I was very disrespectful. Like sometimes I look back and I'm like, oh my God, why didn't my daddy just rock bottom my ass? But he never did. He did the best he could. He was a great provider, a great father. He still is. He's a great
He put you
grandfather.
in timeout.
Nah, he ain't that type of white man. Don't do that. No, the things people do is like, I'm gonna take you down the lakeside and let them talk to you. I'm like, okay, let's go. So I think I knew that I didn't have a limit, and I think I just didn't respect it. And looking back now, I hate that I ever was like that. But I think I also was battling a lot with, my parents never being together. They divorced when I was 2. It always wasn't healthy for me and my brother. I feel like it was a lot of going back and forth, bickering, trying to figure things out. So I think I was battling a lot with that, but didn't know it at the time until I was an adult and had a child of my own and realized, okay, that's something that I don't want for my son is the back and forth. Whether me and his dad are together or not, I don't want the negativity because we don't know this, but it does affect the children. And sometimes the children don't know they're getting affected. So I think a lot of it was a silent cry for help, but I always had that balance of my mama, coming and giving me the life lessons that I feel like my dad just was too anti to give me. But I literally did not start listening I started listening to my daddy when I turned 18 because my daddy didn't act the way he acted when I was under 18. And I didn't start listening to my mama and her life lessons until I had my son. So it taught me how to be a better woman and how to raise my son differently and how to, really just talk to my kid the way I feel like I should have been talked to. And it worked out because me and my son best friends. So.
Yeah. I get Clee, you want to add something? Um, I can say that I've learned from myself that as a child you have a tendency to try to gravitate towards the parent who would let you be freer in your actions. I didn't my parents were not married. My parents were never married. I grew up in two very different environments. My mama was very strict. My dad wasn't even at home enough to be strict when I was with him. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of seven.
Damn.
I'm the oldest of seven, so I was the experimental child. Not only was I the experimental child, I was responsible for my siblings, and not just my siblings, my cousins. I got one of my cousins over here that, like, it's a whole generation of cousins that I'm older than. That I was kind of sort of responsible for at the same time, and so I I always wanted to be in the environment that allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do.
It's
And
facts.
looking back on it, I'm not sure. Well, it made me who I am today. I would say that. But knowing what I know now, if I could go back and do it all over again, I probably would not have moved with my dad when I got to high school. I probably would have stayed with my mom. Just being honest.
You was
But
managed, huh?
huh?
You was managed, huh?
Oh, for sure that. For sure that. And then I had to grow up so fast living with my dad because my dad was always on the road. My dad was never at home.
I
So
think that's a conversation we should definitely have.
I did a lot of fending for myself. I had a car at an early age compared to people I went to school with. Like I experienced everything earlier in life. Like I was clubbing every weekend in high school.
Woo!
Like real life. I
Where
was
you
living
from, Memphis?
I was living like an undergrad student in Melrose. Like I
Yeah.
would like school was starting, I think at 7:45. I would sleep in till 9 o'clock, show up to school 9:30. I would go to all three lunches, A, B, and C lunch.
I used to do that too.
Like 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 I was literally living an undergrad life in high school, and that was because my father wasn't there to check up on my granddaddy wasn't they was on the road, and so this who I was with, so I had to fend for myself. So looking back on it, I think that as children we don't get it. It does not click. Just in the past 5 years, I can say I really started to get back close to my mom and begin to listen to my dad more because that's so funny. Marcus said he used to hear about me in Mississippi. Yeah, I was a fool. I was a whole fool. But anyway, yeah,
But I mean, I think that seems like that's a big thing with
yeah,
a lot of black children. Honestly, like if you're the oldest,
yeah,
because it's like it almost seems like it's like innate for us to put that responsibility, especially like you said, if you're in a co-parenting situation,
yeah,
one parent or the another, they got to be gone to work and to provide. So it's like as the oldest, you're next in line. You got to make sure everybody's getting to school, they fed, so it just kind of comes with the territory.
yeah,
And that's, I mean, you're born in the 80s,
yeah,
right? But it's
yeah,
like, how long has that been going on? I have an aunt who's 75 years old,
yeah,
and she talks about how, look, I started driving and doing all this other stuff at 12 because there was 7 other people under me.
yep,
It
yep,
just, and that's my thing. Like, I want my son to know, like, and same thing I say with my daughter, like, y'all are responsible for each other, but from the dynamic of y'all are built-in best friends. You're your sister's keeper, you're your brother's keeper, not from a parental standpoint. Like, I'm your parent, I'm responsible for you in that way. And that can be a challenge because trust me, it's easy to do,
yep.
especially
Fact.
as a mama trying to provide.
You know,
Well, go ahead, go
go
ahead, fam.
go ahead, Frank.
No, go ahead, fam.
No, my mom worked all the time. Like it was how many of us? It was 6 of us. My older sister left early, so that left me the oldest. My sister up under me, who died some years ago, she was responsible for my other 3 siblings because I wasn't finna do it. Like, I'm one to run the streets and hang out with my homeboys, smoking and all that. But my little sister up under me, she was literally like the greatest mother I ever seen. Like school clothes, all their uniforms ironed for the week on Sunday. Every night, like when she get out of school, homework was done. She fed them, gave them a bath. They were in the bed by the time the news came on. And she did this every night.
How many children does she have now?
She had two. She died in 2013, but she had two girls. And she was rearing her oldest daughter to do the same. And it's kind of like a double-edged sword because you're instilling all of these domestic skills in your children, but at the same time, like she really didn't have a childhood like that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause she was responsible for my other siblings. Yes, sir.
Man, listen, we've spent an hour on this. It's been great. This is the longest icebreaker ever. And it's been good. It's been well needed. We need to talk about some more stuff like this, but y'all know it's Frank speaking, so we gotta deal with some more stuff tonight. What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Hey, sweet baby.
All right, now go to
We're
bed.
gonna have to get him on the podcast because he make his appearance every week.
Man,
He's
look.
down in there.
See, this goes back to my mama used to whoop us and make us go to bed. Like him, you see how I have to negotiate, and you know, he'll come to me and say, "Hey, Dad, are you gonna apologize?"
What?
Yeah, he asked me to apologize. You gonna apologize?
Listen, man, if you're enjoying the show far, show some love, share this live, tag somebody in the comment section. Let's change topics a tad. I got a video for y'all.
Oh God.
I would recommend that you have her sign a prenuptial agreement that basically says if there's any reason this marriage ends, she walks away with what she owns, you walk away with what you own. If she's not willing to sign that, well then I'm not necessarily sure I'd be married to anybody for any reason. I mean, when you think about it, dude, marriages are a business contract with the state. It's basically saying if anything happens to this relationship, you're going to need us to get out of it. So it's a contract with the state. It affords you married couple benefits and privileges, but I don't even know what those are anymore. I don't know what they are. But, you know, I highly recommend finding someone that you love and you want to be with, and they respect you and you respect each other and live happily ever after. That's what I would hope. But a contract with the state is not necessary to do that. You don't have to be married through the state. You can be married through spirit. You can be married through agreement, just a personal agreement. But when it comes to how do you know if they're the one, you don't know that they're the one. In fact, a lot of people get that wrong.
Points okay. Points.
Please tell me what your question is. Cause that married through the spirit, that's dead. That's dumb to me.
You need the spirit.
You said what?
You need that spirit.
Yeah, married in the spirit, it's dumb to me.
He said a whole lot. I'm gonna let money, since money ain't been on, I'm gonna let money dive into what he said.
Man, look,
I'm going on mute. Go ahead, Cole.
bro. This is my lane. So look, this is my thing. All respect due to married people. All due respect. Let me get this out the way. Disclaimer. I respect marriage.
Come on, Kevin.
I respect marriage. I respect the vow under God. I respect marriage to the utmost. All right. With that out the way, I do not see much benefit in getting married now. Do not see much now. Disclaimer again. This is with respect to everybody that is already married. This has nothing to do with you. Don't take this personal. But as a man who is doing well, I say, I just don't. I do not see the benefits in it for a man. Now, I will say,
Beautiful
if I did marry, it would no doubt be with a prenup. We would have to have a prenup. I just do not believe in going to negotiations, these contracts with the state, under the situations that they are already in, It is not beneficial to a man in the confines of how it is now. It does not make sense. And every other thing, every other endeavor that you go into, you have situations where you have an opt out. You have these other things. When you get tied into a marriage, especially if it's without a prenup, you end up in situations where everything you've worked for, everything you have put together over time before her is taken away from you. Now your kids are in jeopardy. I'm
Ooh,
just
shut
giving,
up.
you know what I mean? This gonna hurt.
It's
It's gonna
real.
hurt
It's
some
real.
people, but I'm just being honest. As a man, and I'm not saying that there's no good women. So let's not sway this conversation to saying there's not women out there who should be proposed to and who will make great wives. I'm just saying, as a man, and because I can't speak for women. So as a man, if you are taking care of yourself and you're making yourself the best version that you could possibly be, and you are doing everything you should do to become the man that most women would want, then you, my friend, should definitely consider a prenup. That's all I'm saying.
Woo, I just want you to
But
know that you have hurt my feelings
this is
really,
so beautiful.
really,
This is beautiful.
really well tonight.
Look,
Ernest.
I
You
ain't
have
even
hurt my
talking no more
feelings
for the
really
next
well.
10 minutes. I'm gonna let y'all talk back and
Prenup,
forth. Go ahead.
prenup to me. I'm just gonna. I don't want to be mine. Prenups are for rich niggas. Like this is what I want to say.
That's not true.
No,
That's what
that's
it's
not
for.
true either.
That's what I feel like. That's just what I'm saying. Like my thing is, we both working, and if we both working and we both making a living, and we both just your average working entrepreneurs and stuff like
Mm-mm.
that. Like what like
Clee,
No.
a
Hold
prenup
on, hold on.
really?
Clee.
Let me just say this and get this out the way because my feelings is hurt
A
by money. Money, I
prenup?
promise you, my feelings is hurt. So my feelings, they hurt. The only reason why I say my feelings hurt because y'all know I'm super emotional. Now I'm just assuming. I really hope you don't have a girlfriend because if I was your girlfriend, I heard you say that I'm packing all my stuff and I'm leaving. I'm
She
on the
probably
midnight
already know
train.
what's going on.
I'm on the midnight train to Georgia. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. There's that. Now, I do believe in a prenup. And it's not just for rich people. And the reason why I say that, because you can put anything in there. A prenuptial agreement basically says these are terms that we agree to before we marry. So in the case that it doesn't work, we're not arguing about anything. And you can even put your children in there because think about it. When you and I are in love and we're all googly eyed, it's easy for me to say, you know what, baby, if you ever piss me off, I'm gonna make sure I never keep the kids from you. You could put that in your prenup. It's not always monetary. To say, look, I had a business before I got with you. You had a business before you got with me. So anything that we do together, we'll split. But anything that I work for before I got you is mine and yours. I do not disagree with that. But that being married in the spirit, that's one of the dumbest things ever because I'm not trying to fight with the chick who you was texting on the low and something happened to you and now all of a sudden she thinks she has rights to something we didn't build. I didn't put time in on. I didn't supported you on that part. You get sick, that part. That's why I think that marriage on paper, it does matter. I do think that marriage on paper matters because nobody cares about you being married in the spirit. When you're, I'm not gonna say the N word because I can't say that. When your man gets sick, they don't care. Y'all didn't have a spiritual marriage, or if I need to go into your bank account to handle something, nobody cares about that.
I got one question.
That paper don't matter. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
First of all, let me clear up
It
something
do
right quick.
matter. Cut it
All
out,
right.
Trap.
So far as the girlfriend thing, right? Let's get on that real quick.
Why
Far
you
as the girlfriend thing, these conversations should be had. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the way I think just because. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have reasons for it. And if I have a significant other, which I do, we have these conversations. You get what I'm saying? And she's a great woman. You know what I'm saying? But we do have conversations on where my mindset is and what we can do to getting to this point. But she's proven. If anybody gonna get a ring, she gonna get one. Let's go there.
Everyone.
But that does not sway away from this prenup. This is just how I feel, right? All right. So with that part out of the way, with that part about the marriage as it comes to with marriage, right? This is a question. This is a question to the women on the panel. All right. I saw this on social media. This is not my words, but here we go. All right. If a man has money to pay for sex if he may, right? He has money. He has a maid to clean the house. He has a woman to cook, or a cook to prepare his meals. What does he need a woman for? I'm just
What do you
asking the question.
mean? Things that money can't buy? Because
Love, affection, children.
I'm just asking the question.
mentioned, I
This
didn't
wasn't a
answer the
person, just asking
question.
the question.
Things
So
that
what-
money cannot buy. Because what you
All
just
my
mentioned
life I
are
had to
things
fight.
that money can buy. See, all those things can be outsourced. Cooking and cleaning, even sex. Like you said, you don't need a wife for that.
Right.
But you don't have everybody who's going to look at your potential, look at where you are, push you, support you, promote you, encourage you, have your back, even sow into you financially, mentally, emotionally. Now, of course, you can get somebody to do that for you and not be married to you. But I believe that the beauty of marriage is saying, look, you might have something now, right? Because you talked about, you think you're well off, but I'm committed to being here with you if you have nothing. And that's a big thing for me because, my dad got sick out of nowhere. And my mom told me the reason why I can love on your father, have his back, and be there, because when your dad had everything, he looked out for me, took care of me, and he did all of these things. And so I think now where we have everything at our fingertips, we're always talking about, well, what's the plan of a wife? Because I can do of course, that's the same thing with women. If we look at I guess what is available to us now, people can argue that a woman doesn't need a man. I disagree. I say that all the time. I disagree because I can buy toys, I can buy my own house, I can pay for my own things. But to me, there's something, but I also don't believe that I'm equal to a man. I think that there is something that is darn near magical about a man and a woman choosing to come together, submit their lives to one another. And I do believe that marriage is a business. Hell, I think church is a business. People don't like that. But to say, just to have like your person and to have somebody in sync with you, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. And a lot of us, we don't know nothing about unconditional love because everything is conditioned. So that is my answer to a man's benefit to having a wife.
I think
where is the love? That's my answer. Where is the love? Like, do people that just be in love no more? Like,
money, you got to get
here's how they should do
contract. Like,
here's how they should do marriage. Since it's a contract. Since it's a contract. Since it's a contract,
no more.
It should be like the NBA. It should be like the NBA and the NFL. We gonna sign this 3-year deal.
No.
After 3 years, I can opt out.
That's conditions. That's loving with conditions, like she said.
You can't have all love is with conditions.
No.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask
you. But I feel like that's basically giving marriage with a way out.
Listen.
Yeah, why would we do that?
Only a man would want to commit to that.
Let me prove to you how all love is with conditions. A man has to be able to provide.
Wrong.
Respect.
Oh God, that's a lie.
Okay. So when you get a man, don't you want him to be able to don't you want him to be able to provide for you?
My ex broke his hair, like you gonna tell me that.
Let's be real clear.
Okay, what are some of the things you look for in a man?
All you're talking about is preferences and expectations, and the bottom line is this.
No,
men, you can know all you want.
The conditions.
I don't know. No, they have expectations and preferences, but
those are conditions.
Love, I'm not done. Unconditional love says, yes, I would like for you to provide.
There's
but
no
even
such
if you
thing
don't,
as unconditional love in a relationship.
Done. Even if you don't bring a check up in this house, I'ma still love you. I'ma still
for a certain amount of time.
No. That's why marriage should not be taken lightly. Because at the point that you get married, you don't get to put a timestamp on it. And I think people don't get that. That is exactly why I feel
that's
like
unrealistic.
Really look. How are you gonna tell me that's not realistic?
You're speaking from a woman's standpoint. Listen, if a man loses,
I certainly don't have a penis.
Listen. I'm telling you that women have an unrealistic ideology when it comes down to, like, you can say all of this encouraging thing. Yeah, baby, I'm gonna be there with you when you ain't have nothing. That's only for a certain amount of time. a man don't have an infinite amount of time to get himself together and all that because that woman's gonna have an attitude. But this is why conditions.
I know women who've been with men who've been married to men in CNA programs that take 8 months for 20 years because she believe in them and all this other stuff.
That's a very small group of women.
No, it's not.
I don't know. I guess I'm just a part of the small group. The
Right,
bottom line is,
you're on the number, like you're. But this is why. Okay, so don't you want a man to respect you?
absolutely.
That's a condition.
But to me, you can call it a condition, but I call it a boundary. See, this is the thing, though. No. See, this is the thing. This is what you don't
in
get.
order to love me, you have to respect me.
That's a condition.
Outside of you not even listening.
That's not a
You
condition,
saying
it's a
something, but
requirement.
you're missing the biggest caveat, my darling dear. That is the difference between marriage and a relationship. See, if I'm friends with you and you don't show me respect, there's no reason for me to marry you. If I'm friends with you and you're irresponsible and I want someone who's responsible, there's no reason to marry you.
Isn't that
See, if I'm friends with you and I'm not willing to follow you, there's no reason to marry you, which is why I say there is a difference. And that's why marriage is important. Because once you get married, my love, that's not the time to decide if you're going to submit, you're going to share, you're going to open up, you're going to love unconditionally. That's just what it is.
There's no such thing as unconditional love in a relationship.
It definitely is. Now,
you only have unconditional love for a child because if that man, unconditional means that it don't matter what you do or what you say, I'm always going to be here for you. That's what unconditional means.
Unconditional love means I'm going to love you regardless. And I think people
you ain't going to love them regardless.
But I think people get love and boundaries real confused. See, I can love you. Am I the only one up on the panel who loves someone and I don't have a day-to-day relationship with them? Maybe it's just me. Maybe everybody that y'all love, y'all talk to, y'all joy you and this and that. So when it comes to a husband, as someone who has been married before, okay, and I did not initiate my divorce. Now I did want to do a stalemate, like I ain't doing nothing, so you can, piss or get off the pot. But the bottom line is this, and I'll tell anybody. Yeah, I got a divorce because I forgot. I didn't honor what I gave my commitment to, right? But the reality of it is this. You want to get married to somebody, that's something that you can definitely do. But I can love someone and still have boundaries. Like, I love people who have put their hands on me physically. It don't mean I got to invite you up into my small circle. It doesn't mean that. And I really believe that we don't really understand like what love is. We think we do because in my opinion, love is not a feeling. Love is a choice. I have to choose to love you.
Based on some things. Based on circumstances.
No, based on nothing. Based on the fact that once I tell you I love you, either I'm choosing it or I'm not. When you get on my nerves.
So how did you get to the point of loving a person? Conditions mean a set of circumstances. A set of circumstances had to happen in order for you to feel that way about this guy.
No. It's a choice.
Based on circumstances.
Someone is a choice. It's a choice.
Can I say something real quick? I just want to say, like, you use respect as a condition, but it's like, to me, love and respect is like one and the same. Like, it's no way you can love me if you don't respect me. You know what I'm saying? So if this is true love and it's really love, then you're going to respect me. So that's not a condition. That's just like a requirement. Like,
what does respect mean?
Respect. Hell, I'm not
like this is my point. Like,
see, this is the thing. Like,
Clay, you should have been a meme.
Maybe my thing is respect. I don't know what Mariah's saying. It's moving so slow.
Yeah, and you.
What happened? What I missed?
You in the matrix, but we hear you clear.
What
but your screen is messed up. Go out and come back in, Tashiana.
Like my point
I'm
is
in the matrix. It's me.
Yeah, go out and come back in.
I think
that's what I get for the location.
What'd you say, Mo?
Like when Money said what he saw on Instagram, like I'm gonna piggyback off of that. I feel like I don't agree with that as a wife But as of now, I can see where he got that from because it's like so many women are so accessible in doing everything that I feel like wives are supposed to do. Then why would a man desire a wife when he can go get a girlfriend or a little boo that's gonna do everything that a wife would do back in the day? You get what I'm saying? She's gonna cook, she's gonna clean, she's gonna motivate you. Hell, the side piece gonna motivate you to do better and get your finances together and stuff like that. So some men don't truly desire to have their wife. This is what I got going on because they can go find all these things out of the maid, the chef, the nanny, or whatever. And that's just because women are just throwing it out there now. If women were kind of acting like they're supposed to act in a relationship as a girlfriend, which that can be determined by different people, then maybe men would desire having a wife of their own more. And then a lot of men are out here having relationships with women who are wives. So that's discouraging them from being husbands and having wives.
They gave the women gave the game a black eye. The women did.
Yeah, and I agree. I think both have. So I can kind of agree with what he's saying as a person, but as a wife, I guess I just can't agree with it.
Contrary to unpopular belief, it is a bunch of guys that would not mind being married. So like let me clear the air on it. It is a bunch of men who have experienced a bunch of women over time or have done a lot, and at this point, in their life, they're like, you know what, I do want to settle down. So I will say it is a bunch of men out here that would not mind settling down. Like I said, my whole argument was with the video, what Guy was saying was it's just this contract that you lock yourself in with the state. Like that's why does our relationship already should be locked in on love and business. If it's supposed to be a contract, let this be a contract between us. You get the state involved. Now we got the state is a part of our business. It's a three-way, it's a triangle now. It went
so Money, you don't believe in you single till you married?
Nah, I agree with it. I agree with you single till you married. But
you just contradicted yourself.
How?
So you want to forever be single?
No. No, what I'm saying is, it's a bunch of men out here who want a wife.
He's saying he'll be spiritually married.
Yeah, right. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying
So
you single until you spiritually married.
Yeah, he's spiritually married.
I'm not with all that. What? This is all I'm saying. Is how it's set up now. Like with the whole state in your business. This love triangle is what I call it, because it's you, the person you're in love with, and now the state is in your business.
It's a threesome.
Is now a part of our relationship.
Well, that's
so
right.
If anything goes on, look, check this out. If anything goes on, and hey, let's just go and keep it real. My boy Dr. Dre lost $10 million doing.
No, he's not even a good example.
But no. I'm just saying. I'm going somewhere with it. He lost $10 million with a prenup. You know what I'm saying? This was with a prenup. $10 million, right? So all I'm saying is that
she must deserved it.
But not only that, how he lost something that she helped him build.
Tatiana was all in the camera for that.
That's right.
Okay, and here.
Right.
What?
So, Doctor.
Oh, wait a minute. How she help him build anything?
That's what I'm saying.
What beats she done made? What record she done produced?
It's behind the scenes.
What studio she done been in?
Y'all a trip.
Y'all Negroes kill me. So Dr. Dre was Dr. Dre. But let's be real clear. Have you looked at Dr. Dre's wife's credentials before you talk? See, this is
he was already a made man before she was even thought of.
No, see, this is and that's the thing that y'all black men miss.
No.
Oh yes, that's the thing that y'all black men miss is y'all get.
So Dr. Dre wouldn't have been Dr. Dre without her.
First of all, that's like almost phantom theory. No, that's phantom theory.
He was him before her.
But he didn't have the net worth that he had. So
yes, he did.
No, he
did not. So
but she didn't have nothing to do with them deals.
She ain't had nothing to do
She's
with
an
that.
attorney. You think she didn't help him?
Oh my
That's
God.
the thing that y'all don't that y'all don't get. That's the difference between the type of woman. I can see if
Nope.
she was a bottle girl.
If he wasn't who he was, he wouldn't even got that deal to begin
No,
with.
there you go. See, now you guys are in your feelings having these conversations, and the bottom line is
No. You in your feelings.
No,
about this
this is
conversation.
fact.
What you talking about?
No,
Nah, I'm with Tatiana. Y'all ain't gonna do that to her. I
Don't
agree
ever
with
play me
You
like
everything.
that.
the you the only one eating your
If he
feelings.
was married to
Dr. Dre
look,
would
in
have
honor
been
of
Dr.
Deanna,
Dre
can I trigger,
with or without her.
if he wasn't married to somebody who was educated, intelligent, and who helped contribute to who he was, then I could see where you're talking about when you're talking about he lost. He wasn't married to no bottle girl. He wasn't married to some girl only making $30,000. Don't ever try to play black women like that.
She wasn't making 10 million.
Because white dudes don't do that.
I got one more.
White men get women who contribute to who they are. They acknowledge them and they pay them what. Hello, Jeff Bezos. His wife, she certainly didn't contribute to a whole lot of what he got going on, but he made sure she was paid.
Didn't. He didn't make sure nothing. They made him pay.
Whatever, but that's something totally different because she didn't contribute. Dr. Dre's wife,
this what we
helped him out. Nobody's saying he wasn't Dr. Dre when she met him, but she definitely helped him contribute. I'm not gonna play her like he was married to some old dumb from way back. Don't do that.
This is what we saying though. What we saying is we have so many people we can look at, so many men that we can look at that we say, okay, this woman was here around this time. And because they divorced, he lost half of everything he got.
But I don't agree with that. If a woman did not contribute, if a woman didn't contribute, I don't agree with that.
Dr. Dre is not a good example because he was physically abusive for years.
Well, I ain't even talking about that. I'm not even talking about him being physically abusive. I'm just talking about the fact that yes, he had the name and the moniker Dr. Dre. But if you go back and you look, and you're not in your feeling just because it's a woman who took some money, because y'all say he lost $10 million, and look at deals that she was a part of, that she helped to negotiate, that she was involved in.
Again, you're the one in your feelings tonight because
no, you just said it because you don't think a woman should benefit.
No, I didn't say that. I said she in particular.
He had a name. That was it. He had a name, and he made he was making a little bit of money in comparison to who he is now. And the bottom line is research before you talk about what he lost.
Do you know what the Bible says about a great name? So don't just say he had a name like it's fly by night.
But there's a lot of people
name
who have
gets
names
you paid.
and no money, especially in this day and age.
A name will get you
have
paid.
A name and no money. A name and no assets. A name
she did
and
not
nothing
get that
to
man
for.
paid. You can talk to you in the face. He did
Don't
not get that man paid. He still would have been paid with or without her.
Would y'all feel the same way if she was white?
Look, read the comments.
I don't care what color she is.
Frank,
they ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Hey, this gonna step on some toes. I got one couple.
Do it.
They not divorced.
Do it.
But if they divorce, do you say she get any credit?
Let's see, who is it?
Will and Jada. They get divorced. Did Jada do anything?
Nothing.
To contribute to this man's
success?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Listen.
What?
Exactly. First of all, the kids. No. I'm not saying that. The kids are grown. But look at y'all shit. That was Mo's answer. I didn't say that. Them kids are grown. But if you just look at
him some years. I mean, y'all be judging these celebrities, okay?
But the other piece is that, and that's when it's all said and done. We really don't know what the dynamic is. Now we know that we see
Will could
videos
have
with her
lost it
name
all,
on it.
and Jada could have pulled up her savings. Who we know?
Again, and that's the thing. We don't know. I don't know why y'all. I mean,
Jada did the Matrix. Did y'all forget?
Don't act like Jada wasn't an actress. Don't act like he got the girl off the street. All I'm saying is nobody
was she an A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list?
If she was an F
E or F-list
again,
actress.
if she was an
A-list,
we don't know.
Jada's A-list.
Jada is not an A-list actress.
Wait a minute. This is my question. If y'all, hold on, let me ask this.
Jada Pinkett is an A-list actress.
Let me ask you this: if you're scrolling on Netflix,
Baps is an A-list movie.
One of the main people, are you gonna watch the movie?
So you telling me Baps is an A-list movie?
First of all, that's
not even in Baps.
Yeah, she.
Again, name a movie she starred in.
The Matrix.
A-list.
The Matrix.
We want to star in it.
She was a
Jada got no
She only
stars
got
on
the
Matrix.
Matrix
You
because
guys
They
just
could
don't
have put
like
anybody
Jada
in that role.
Superman out there. That's it. You guys don't like her because she had an
Hey, if
entanglement.
I see
And
Jada
y'all
on
not even
Netflix,
dealing
I'm
in
watching
Girl
the movie.
trip.
She's an A
No,
list.
we don't like her because she's abusive. We
Right.
don't like her
No,
because
Y'all was just in
she
here going after.
throws,
Y'all was just
she
in here
throws
after
Will
other
under
dudes
the
with his
bus
wife.
after standing up for her.
That's right.
exactly. That's why y'all don't mess with Jada.
We
That's why
we
you
don't
want
like
to get
her
no money if
because
they were to
she's a
divorce.
predator.
She is a predator.
She sleeps with her son's friends.
But
She's
y'all listen to
narcissistic.
future.
But
Y'all
if
listen
Will
to
did it,
future.
if
Stop.
Will did it, it'll be he's a predator.
He
He's
need to be
taking
locked
I,
up.
advantage.
I agree. I don't fuck with Jada. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't fuck with Jada. Like, I agree with
Hey,
you.
I
Hey,
don't like
They
red
wrong.
Taylor or
check this
Jada.
out.
I
Check
like
this
the
out.
old Jada.
If Will left Jada would have the biggest loss in history.
You
History.
But
Jada or
I
Will.
also think that's
But he's
No,
never
no,
gonna leave because she's
this
a
why I'm
witch.
gonna say this. This why
Got
I'm
him
gonna
under
say
some
this.
voodoo.
This why I'm gonna say this. Check this out, y'all.
That man not
When
leaving her.
when Will got with Jada,
hell
I
no.
know.
She got that voodoo.
Look. When I know this is off topic, but I promise y'all. When Will got with Jada, Will was like the hottest thing going.
He
Like,
still is.
right. So check this out. This dude consistently has never felt like if you want to talk Denzel Washington, like he's there. You see what I'm saying? So like
He up there.
one of
He
the
over
greatest
Denzel.
actors in
Okay,
history,
so what
right?
has Denzel Washington's wife done that Jada hasn't done for Will?
Nothing.
She ain't thrown him under the bus. She hasn't discredited
Oh, it's a
himself.
Oh my
whole
God, y'all
list.
talking about
It's a whole list.
these people have been together
Okay.
almost 20 years. Y'all can't talk about the last 3-4 years.
And see, this
come on
what
now.
give me about women. See, this what's crazy.
Look how much they have been through. Look at all
Take
the
the
good
floor.
times.
Take the floor, Pastor. Take the floor, Pastor. I'm done.
But for
Respectfully,
real,
we cannot compare Pauletta to Jada. We
y'all
just can't.
find excuses for women like this.
That's
I
right.
didn't
That's
find
right.
no excuse.
Y'all,
I just said we cannot
y'all,
compare
y'all
But
Pauletta
is
the
to
the
only
Jada.
reason you
bro.
cannot compare
She
Denzel's
can't
wife
be
is because
that
they haven't
bad.
done anything publicly. That does
See,
not mean there's
see,
in situations behind closed doors that they're dealing with that's equal.
That's
well,
But you
fine.
only
well,
can
But
do
they
it
no.
kept
what we
them behind
know.
closed doors.
See,
That's
this is
the
what I be
difference.
talking about. Women
We're
gotta
all
throw
twin
in
things. Y'all should not be.
women gotta throw in hypotheticals to
I
make
That's
did.
right.
sense.
That's
We
right.
I
just
did.
talking
The
about
point of the matter is
the
Will is
facts.
with that woman, so he happy. Period. That's what it is.
No,
We
what
who
that
She
happy?
need
means
to
that
be.
people stay
Look,
together
look
for
at
money.
Look at Savannah James. Look at Savannah James.
Hold on. Who
No,
happy?
no. I
So
didn't
you
say
saying
that.
Will is unhappy?
We
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
unhappy.
We don't know
No,
what he is.
right. So you
But the
saying
bottom
Will
line is
unhappy?
you cannot compare a Pauletta
The
James
man just
to a
slapped
Jada
the
Pinkett
man
Smith. You
But
on
can't do
did
that.
you say
international
that did
TV.
he say that he's unhappy? Or
He
are
ain't
we
gotta say it.
assuming?
He ain't gotta say it.
You can see it in his face.
He ain't gotta say it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about everybody being mental health
Until he
experts,
says
but what
it,
I do
you
know
cannot
is y'all
assume.
cannot compare a Pauletta Washington
Girl, we heard you the
to
first 3
a
times.
Jada Pinkett Smith. Y'all keep saying the same thing over and over again, like you didn't hear. Now, how about that part? So if I have to say it a
Y'all
4th or
play
5th
too
time,
much.
I'm gonna say it because y'all keep doing the same thing over and over again.
How many times she said it, Mo?
How many is that? What's that? 3, 4?
I think 5, but we heard you the last time. We're gonna say 6.
Well,
Why?
hopefully you got it this time, and I don't gotta say it again.
Oh, you don't. We got it. I promise.
But
Y'all
yeah,
so silly.
Love is a great thing, people. Love is a great thing. I
Where
hope
is
you
it?
all. I hope everybody
he
finds
said, "Where
that
is the
person
love?"
that they can do life with. You know what I mean?
Sing, Clee.
Yeah.
Where is love?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man.
When I'm giving
But
me some background music.
Sing, Clee.
get your prenups.
Money,
That's
when
right.
you get married, I'm gonna be like, where your prenup at? I'm looking for
You
it.
better ask them on
I'm be like right here.
I'm gonna be at the wedding with my dress on. Where is it?
where's it? Cause let me tell you something.
The agreement.
These dudes be talking about prenup, and they ain't got nothing worth prenuping. Like,
Hey.
come on.
Hey,
Girl, do
he
not
is
get
not
money.
me.
Don't start
That's
money.
a misconception that a prenup is just for money.
No. Hey, look, but seriously though,
I do agree with Tashawn about that, like with the kids and all that stuff. That I mean, it is more than money, but
yeah,
I
I just say protect yourself. I'm not saying every woman out here is trying to get what you got. I'm not saying it. And to what Clea is saying, if you have nothing to take, don't be going in no relationship saying you need a prenup. I'm just saying that on the confines of how it's structured now, that you need to protect yourself. And every other thing that you have a contract in, you have opportunities to, protect yourself besides marriage. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
But
so let me just say because I don't think I said nothing about the whole prenup situation. I don't think I said nothing. But I actually was having this conversation yesterday with somebody, and I just feel like once we get to a point of marriage, that means that we have dated, we've gotten to know each other, and we're now ready to commit our lives to each other. So when you come to me and ask me for a prenup, to me that's like a character jab. Like you think that I as a person would try to screw you out of your money or whatever.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Can I
So
ask you a question?
let me finish right quick. Let me finish because I lose my thought because I'm a little on the line. So damn, see right, baby. Now what I
hey, if
love?
check this out. If would you feel disrespected if you were having a child, right?
I was just finna say that.
Yeah. And your man came to you and was like, you know what, baby? I want to get a DNA test on our child. I'm talking about newborn. You just have.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
yes, I
disrespectful,
would.
right?
Yes, yeah,
That's
I would.
disrespectful. Right.
Yes.
So you say that that's disrespectful. All right.
That's a
So for me to assume,
don't think it's disrespectful, but I would feel a certain way.
right. So for me to
I feel
assume
like it's
that,
disrespectful.
for me to assume, I
That
look,
means that it's a you think that I'm cheating on you. That for one, that you think that the child isn't yours.
mm-hmm,
A prenup, you think that I would stiff you out of all your cash. So
mm-hmm.
that means that you don't really trust me to be your wife. So why are we even getting married? That's why that's where my mind goes to.
But I
Okay, let
think
me
you
ask you
would
this.
know
Let me ask
because
you
you have
this. Why
insurance.
why why you want him to marry you? Because you thinking he gonna
Well, I'm
run
gonna
off
tell
and
you,
leave you and
you
leave
can't
you with
say why
nothing.
you can't say why I want him to marry
No.
me because typically the
Yeah.
man proposes to the woman. So why do you want to marry
Why would
me?
you want to be
You think
married
that,
then? Why would
well,
you
my
want to
thing
be
is,
married?
if he proposing to me, he asking me to marry him. So my question is, why do you want to marry me if you feel like you need a prenup to protect yourself from me?
What I'm saying,
That's why I would have an issue with that.
why do
Because
you want
people
to get married
change.
from
Why?
the beginning?
Why? Hold on. Why do people want to hire you and make you sign a contract?
Well, and that's the other thing. I will say this when it comes to
I don't
prenups
doubt about
and
my
all this other stuff
conversation.
about it being felon. I'm like, I would hope that we all have life insurance. I would hope that we have homeowners insurance if you own a home. I would hope that you have car insurance. And to me, that's just being logical. So I don't drive my car with the expectation of getting in an accident. But best believe if somebody hits me and they're uninsured, I want to make sure that I'm not out here stranded. If my house burns down while I'm on vacation, I want to make sure that it's going to get rebuilt. So I don't believe in the idea that, oh, you're expecting it to fail. But the reality of it is people do change. Life happens. And we might be googly gaga today because even from this discussion, you have a lot of people who feel like love is a feeling, So if you don't feel that feeling anymore, where does that leave me? Where does that
But
leave
true
me? Where
love
does
is
that leave
not
my
just a feeling. I don't
contributions?
think.
What'd you say?
I don't feel like true love is just a feeling. I feel like
But
you
I'm just saying, like a lot of
love
people
a
do feel
person
like
is
that, though. That is if they feel like it's a feeling.
I just don't. But I don't think there's no real love
Hey,
anymore. So
Clee, question for you.
Love.
If the man of your dreams came to you and said, "Hey, baby, I love you. We done been through XYZ. I want to marry you, but under the conditions that we have a prenup." But you calling me? Are you gonna say I don't want to marry you?
I just feel like if once we have gotten to that point, this has been something that we have already discussed. I already know his views on these type of things when we are dating. You get what I'm saying? So if I know that's the type of dude that I'm dealing with, as Tasha and I always say, know your audience. then if I love him enough, I might be like, okay, because that's something we talked about early on in the relationship. But if we're in a relationship and then you propose to me and then all of a sudden you hit me with this prenup stuff, then that would make me feel like you don't trust me. Why are you marrying
He
me?
could have had it. He could have. It could have came to him.
I
He
could
could have
say,
just
I
had
could say,
a revelation and say, you know what? Let me go ahead and protect myself.
Please, Chandra might mess me over. Let me make sure that she
no, no,
signs
no,
this
no.
paper.
I could say, the same thing. I could be like, hey, if you don't want to sign a prenup, you making me think twice. Like, why
But
would
you
you
Yeah,
gonna
not
do
want to
yeah.
something
sign?
to me. It could work both ways. And Clee, respectfully, like I believe we've all been in situations. If friendships, maybe Mariah can relate, maybe she can't. I'm just saying with the women on the panel. Trust me, you could think you know somebody, and this don't got nothing to do with people you even sleeping with. You could think you know somebody, and something can happen, and you looking sideways like, I can't believe this mother just did this. How much more somebody that you sleeping with, you done tied your life to? How many people, when you start looking at, and this is extreme, but you start looking at serial killers and stuff, Gary Ridgway is a prime example. His wife said every day this man got up, fixed me coffee, kissed me on my forehead. This was going out killing people,
Oh my gosh,
like
I got to look
like
that
killing
up.
them, like killing them, humping them, burying them. Super kind, super nice to his wife. So that's the only reason why I say that, because Money and Ray Baby do, I don't want to agree with them because they didn't hurt my feelings tonight, especially Money. But the converse could be true that if you don't want to sign a prenup, then it's like, well, dang, what is like you
You
gonna
trying
try
to
to
trap
me if
me?
something happened? You know what I'm saying? And so I just feel like those types of things, prenups, accidental insurance, again, car insurance, homeowner, that's just if the worst case scenario happens, then I'm covered. But if I'm loving you and you loving me, we're gonna be good. We're gonna build, we're gonna be fine. But everybody wants to be protected because I think a lot of times people think, oh, prenup is only for people who have millions and billions of dollars. No, even as a mother, girl, you have a business. You are a business owner. You get married, your husband, he gonna want to have a baby at least. You gonna take time off from your business, making money, what you're really good at. And the nigga might be like, you know what, I don't want you. A prenup can say, you know what, he already agreed before anything happened, he's gonna pay me X amount to be off with this baby until this time so I can take care of the baby and myself. It doesn't have to be anything exaggerative or anything like that. That's cool. He gonna maintain health insurance on the baby or whatever it is. So it's just a way even to make sure that you're covered. But I think a lot of times we look at it like, oh, you gotta have
Why
hella
why
assets,
why
and
why
it's not
Oprah
that.
ain't married? Why Oprah ain't married?
She ain't
Because
messing with
you
Stedman
envy.
like that. She don't need to be married. She don't want Stedman to have none of her monies.
Hey, can I say this
Because
last
women
thing?
is
I'm done.
paying
I'm done
alimony
after
every
this.
day. Look at a Kelly Clarkson.
Money, you
Look at
not
a
done till
Star
we say you
Jones.
done.
No, I'm done. I'm done after this. I just want to say this last thing. Hey, about the prenup, about the prenup part. Hey, I want y'all to understand this because I did my research on it. All right, if you go about getting the prenup before you guys get married, this is when I'm probably at my nicest. So if we get a prenup, think about it. Like we just got married or we getting ready to get married. I'm excited.
21.
I'm as generous as I'm going to be.
Yeah.
So at this point that we do a prenup, this is probably where you're gonna go get the most out of it because you're not expecting that your relationship is gonna fall apart. You being you're trying to be self-conscious, but at the same time, this is this is as most giving as you're gonna be. This is most polite as you're gonna be. So you probably gonna offer the house. You're gonna offer the car. You're gonna offer, baby, I'll give you 35% of what I have. This is the most generous he's gonna be. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's the best time to get a prenup, is why y'all still happy. I'm telling
That's
you.
right.
Because
Still
now
in
if
love.
it does fall apart, everything that was on there is something that you agreed to that you're happy with. This is another thing I found out. Fellas, if you have a prenup that y'all have supposedly agreed upon, and then she does not sign it. She does not sign it, and she puts it off
Why
until
he keep looking to the back?
He keep looking
look
back.
until you get ready. I was looking at the game. I'm sorry. Until
Uh-huh.
you get ready. So look, if y'all have the prenup, and then she has not agreed to it up until the point y'all trying to get married, and let's say that you like, man, you know what, she ain't signed this prenup. I'm not going through with the marriage. and she is boo-hoo crying, this, that, and the other. Okay, I'll sign it. She's signing under this stress.
That's right. She can go ahead and have it
That can be
annulled and
thrown out
void.
in court
Sure can.
because she was signed under stress. I'm telling y'all, look,
Yeah.
protect yourself. Tatiana said it best. You got home insurance, car insurance, not in the likelihood that something is going to happen. But if it
Don't
does,
do
you
it.
are covered. Amen.
Consider read some litter here on the subject. Huh?
Yeah, man. This has been another episode of Frankly Speaking. I believe this is episode 5, 6. I don't know. But
6, I
somewhat
think.
6. Yeah. So we'll see y'all again next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central. Man, thank you everybody for participating tonight.
Let's
Thank
pray
the
for them
panel.
people who done died in that
Thank
school
my
shooting.
co-host. We mentioned that in the beginning. Of
21
course, we're praying
people.
for all of the people, all of those children who met their demise today unnecessarily, so needlessly. Those in Buffalo, we're still praying for them. The other city that had a mass shooting, we're still praying for them. We're praying for our nation. Man, catch me in the morning. Catch me in the morning on the morning trend with WAVN 104.1 FM 1240 AM in the morning at 8:30. I'll be on with the morning trend from 8:30 to 10. That's right here in Memphis. You can catch them on the website as well as WAVN. The trend, man. Stay tuned with that. Might have a big announcement coming up soon. So I'm just telling y'all, stay locked in with me, man. I got some things on the horizon that's gonna be pretty major. Catch me Sunday morning at 11:30, 2237 South Parkway East, 11:30 the bridge service at New Salem Missionary Baptist Church. I do that service every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Mo, I seen you got something new, man. Make your announcement on your new endeavor that you got popping.
Oh, well, I have started back content coaching. So anyone who is interested in increasing your engagement on social media, I can help you with that. Help you create game-changing content. If you want to do it on Zoom or if you want to do it face-to-face, we can do that. I've had a lot of people reach out to me talking about my content, so I'm ready to spill all the tea. So just hit me up if you want to book with me.
Travis, you got something? Yeah,
Man, what you say?
I said you have been a mood all night.
And Tashiana really took my comment about the insurance, which was dope. I mean, she was in the Holy Ghost, she wasn't lying. Yo, holla at me. I got for those who do know, I do book for live entertainment at Salt, so you come see me at Salt this weekend. Right there in the East, you come downtown to Havana Mix. It's downtown. Shout out to Sticks and Stones out there in Bartlett. Hard Rock Cafe Sunday. Also, we got this big blues show coming up. PC Band, Courtney Little, J Buck, Cecily Woodborn, O.B. Buchanan. We got the Custom Pastor gonna be the host, so it's gonna be dope. It's July the 1st, so go ahead and get your tickets. It's tix901.com. It's gonna be real dope. Y'all don't want to miss out on it, I promise you. Daddy's gonna cut up. July the 1st.
I gotta pull up.
Clee, you got something?
Yes. So I have a new podcast that's launching in June with me and the 3 other ladies that I work in the salon with. So it's Tasia, Courtney, and Kiki and me, and it's called A Party of 4. And so we will have some episodes coming June 2022. So I'm
That's
excited
what's up.
about that.
And she does amazing micro links and type ins.
Yes, I do. And I make logos and stuff too, because I'm part of the 4 logo. I make that. I've been making logos and making flyers and stuff too. I'm like multi-talented.
You do tape ins?
I do tape ins and micro links.
Well, I might have to come and see you, girl. I went and got tape ins. Hold on. Look, let's see how tape ins go. Look at y'all. Look at this. You can't tell the difference between this.
Girl, you making Ray Baby hypnotize over there.
Tashiana, you got something you need to plug?
Okay, so y'all know that short-term rental in real estate, or if you need real estate consultation, because I've been doing this, I'm true to this, not new to this, since 2004. So if you want to know how to do it with my tape-ins, just hit me up. I've got you, and just say that you saw it on Frank Ray's show, and I'll give you a deep discount.
Look, Ray baby don't call this a fucking
Ray baby, you got anything?
Man, I just appreciate Money for delivering this word, man. I was just taken aback, man. I just appreciate that word, brother.
Money, you got anything?
Hey man, it's always enjoyable to be on here. Nice to meet the two fellas on here, man. Good to kick it with y'all. Clee, Tashiana, Mo, locked in. Hey, I'm so proud of y'all. Proud of you, Mo. Hey, y'all should really get with her with this content. She is the GOAT. The streets been waiting as far as this content goes. Trey, salute you to the in the podcast. Frankly speaking, is doing numbers. Best podcast in the world. You dig what I'm saying? So hey, thank y'all. Hey, and find your significant other. Love on your people, man. Love
and
on
get a
your
prenup.
people. Not just your significant other. Love on your kids, your family, your friends. You never know. Life is short, man. It's a crazy world we living in. Protect your people by all means.
Real, that's real.
Man, I love everybody, man. Thank you for your support. Season 3, man, bigger things, more things to come. We'll see y'all next Tuesday night, man. 9 p.m. I'll holla.
Yeah, look, he always leave us on here because we dance to dance.
Leave me on here.
Hey, oh, hey, get him out. Hey, get him out. Oh.
Now you get the pancake.
Hey, Tashiana, swing to her one more time for the people.
Yeah, let's see it. What wings? And
It's giving me Kelly Rowland vibes.
it is. Oh. Okay, versus sound. Okay.
And you going in slow mo.
Hey, cute. I'm gonna give me some when I take my braids now. I
gotta get some. I got a budget for it, Clea. I gotta put it in my